So we're all in church, yes? We can be honest here, yes? Yes? Prior to yesterday, how many of you really knew that Oral Roberts had a university? What was that all about, huh? Did you watch this, March Madness? So Oral Roberts University, I think what, the Golden Eagles, right? How did the Buckeyes do? Not so well, right? So here's like Ohio State, they are like top towards the seeding here. Oral Roberts, I didn't even know they existed until yesterday, right? Right? And you think about March Madness, you got the top seeded teams, right, who, like, they're supposed to win, yes? And the coaches actually, they are almost afraid of almost like an overconfidence, if not a little bit of cockiness, if not a little bit of taking like their opponents for granted, yes? And on this side, what do you have? You have the Cinderella teams. They're like the wish, the dream. They're like, oh my gosh, like we can do this. And they all kind of like rally together, yes? They're the Cinderella team. It's almost like a wish or a dream. These people, they're supposed to do it. There's almost an overconfidence, if not a cockiness, if not a take it for granted, yes? And somewhere between these two is real, authentic faith and hope. Somewhere between, like almost like an overconfidence and a dream, is real faith and real hope. And that's our scriptures today. That our hope, our faith is more than a wish, it's more than a dream, and it's more than taking God for granted. It's somewhere right in between. And our first reading today really gives us, from Jeremiah, the reason for our hope. That God has formed a covenant with us, a holy bond. And God goes on to say that you will be my people, I will be your God, and as the reading will unfold, you can always trust that if you are my people, I will be your God. You don't have to wish it, you don't have to hope it, but you also can't take it for granted. The first reading reminds us really of the reason for our hope. That God says to each of us, I will be your God, you will be my people. And if we work together, then you have every reason, every day to trust, to believe, to be confident that I will keep my word, I will be with you, and I will help you now and always. And it's not a wish or even a naivete, but it's also not something we ought to take for granted. That God says, I will be your God, and all that that means. However, you also have to be my people. You put these two together, there is real hope, there is real faith, there is real confidence in the Lord. And that brings us then to our Lenten theme. See, our Lenten theme, there's three parts to this. First, only this I want, but? Number two, and to bear his? And sometimes that's where we really get nervous. Like, this doesn't feel good. Like, God, you're supposed to protect me from this. You're supposed to take all this away, right? You're supposed to make this easy. Never really said that, did he? And that's at the heart of our gospel today. Never really said that this was going to be easy. But if you bear the cross, the third part is, then God will find a way to bless the offering, the sacrifice, the burden, the struggle, so that we can wear the crown he wore. And somewhere in that second moment is where we kind of wish it would go away, or we almost take it for granted, like, God, get rid of this, that's what you're supposed to do. But when you bring the two together, there's authentic faith, there's authentic hope, there is a faithful, trustworthy God. Not a wish or a dream, not taking it for granted, but when you bring the two together, God says, I will be your God. You also have to be my people. God will always keep his word. God is trustworthy to us. And real faith is not wishing or thinking, but knowing God can and will act on our behalf. As we walk then into this week, God will keep his word to us. And this week, simply, sincerely, deeply reflect. Are you keeping your word, your promise to God? And just use Lent as an example. So back in Ash Wednesday, about 5 weeks ago, right, we all kind of said, we're going to do this, and this. Yes? Yes? God will keep his word. But are we keeping ours?